This is Eddie Mercado with BloodyElbow.com, and I'm about to speak with UFC welterweight George Sullivan as he is headed to UFC 208 on February 11th in Brooklyn, New York, to take on 9-1 prospect Randy Brown. So let's give George a call and find out what he's been up to since his year layoff, thoughts on heading to New York City, and his assessment of his opponent, Randy Brown.
Yo, buddy, what's up?
Mr. George Sullivan, how are you, sir?
Good, man. What's going on?
Oh, another day, another doll hair, right?
Yeah, man. That's right.
Well, it's been a little bit since I've spoken to you last. You are headed to UFC 208 in Brooklyn, New York City. Kind of a big deal. February 11th. How does it feel to be getting back into the octagon?
It's exciting, man. I feel good to be a fighter again. You know, that suspension sucked. I'm just sitting there working, and you know, you still train, but you don't train the same. And those months I had to wait to get my name cleared. When they finally cleared my name, it gave me more of a push to get back in the gym, you know? So yeah. I'm super excited, super excited.
Awesome, man. Well, yeah, that whole USADA thing was weird in my personal opinion, and I'm not exactly sure why you were even suspended to begin with.
I will explain. So at first they thought my blood would test positive, which it did not. So they kicked me out. Then I said, well, obviously I didn't do anything wrong. I was pissed off at them, and I said some things like, you know, it's your fault. You did this. I'm coming after you guys. So then they said, okay, we'll test the supplement. So 3 months of testing, it took 3 months to get the results. They tested the supplement. Can't say what it is because I'm going to be battling them another time. But basically, this company put something in the bottle that wasn't supposed to be on the bottle because it wasn't on the ingredient. So the actual banned substances that I was suspended for wasn't on the ingredients on the bottle. So they're like, well, and I always disclose what I took.
Right.
So I got suspended for the not testing the bottle prior because they needed to figure out a way to suspend me because, honestly, I was suspended for my blood came back clean, my urine came back clean, and I disclosed it. So what did George Sullivan do wrong other than own an illegal bottle? So they said what they had to do was basically bring it down to the fact that I didn't test the bottle before I took it, and it's my responsibility to know it's in my bottle. But they were, you know, they worked with us, and, you know, they've been nothing but great from here on in. So they're doing their job. You know, I was just mad at first, you know.
Yeah. But
at least they're out there trying to get people, but it cost me so much money. I lost so much money because the fight got canceled. Man. And then I got my third fight of the year. I probably would have fought in December. Was canceled as well. Yeah. So, you know, I haven't fought in a year. It's been tough.
You didn't even test pot. Like, the only proof they have is the fact that you're telling them. It just seems like they're setting a bad precedent. And
I got a lot of emails, man, ripping them apart, and they're doing their best to make the sport safe. I get it. Did I get a bad deal? Absolutely. I got suspended for something that I didn't even mean to do. And it just sucks. Like, you know, you have people that are cheating on purpose, and it just, you know, it's fucking horrible. It's such a shame. Like, we lost IVs because people were blood doping.
Yeah.
If these scumbags would stop blood doping, we would be able to hydrate better. But, you know, these guys that are so fucking tough all have to cheat. And I don't understand it. They all have to take steroids. They all have to blood dope. They all have to have that extra edge. Whatever happened to being the better fighter? I don't know. It doesn't exist nowadays.
It's unfortunate, man. It's definitely unfortunate. But it's, you know, over, done with in the past. You're now you're headed to Brooklyn. I mean, that's almost a home game for you, right? It's
Yeah, I'm glad it's not, though. I like being the bad guy. I had some bad luck the last 2 fights with game planning and pressure with Jersey. I had like 900 people go for me. It's just, I'd rather be the bad guy. Like Brazil, I was booed and I knocked the fucking guy's head off, and that's what I plan on doing again. You know, I like that booing atmosphere. Even though I'll have a lot of people there and I have a lot of New York friends and family, it just feels good not to be in fucking Newark. I don't want to fight there. I keep losing there.
Yeah. Fair enough.
The last fight was a horrible game plan. It just didn't work right. It wasn't for me. It wasn't that it was a bad game plan. It just wasn't clicking for me. And Kurt wasn't there. I'm always fighting with Kurt. Kurt had to go on a vacation that he booked before I got the fight.
Wow.
So he was with his family. So it was an awkward event. Things just didn't go smoothly. But we got all the coaches set up this fight camp. We're having a great fight camp.
Okay.
And it's going to be good.
So Kurt Pellegrino is going to be there.
Kurt will be there. Yes, correct. Yep.
Okay,
yep.
Awesome.
He'll actually be at this fight. Yeah.
Now, what do you think of your upcoming opponent, Randy Brown? He's 9-1, right? And you have more knockouts on your record than he has fights.
Oh yeah. No, listen. He's long. He's lanky. I have the power. I know that for sure. Like I knock people out unconscious. He hurts people. He's a great striker. I'm not taking nothing away from him. He hasn't fought anybody with my experience. He hasn't fought anybody with my, with the pressure. I've fought bigger names than he has. So, I think he's a great fight. I've changed a lot of the ways that I fight, so I plan on throwing some curveballs at him.
Okay.
It's just, he's got a really long reach. He's a very technical fighter. He's got great chokes. It's a fun fight. I like his attitude. I actually met him before. I have nothing bad to say about him. We have mutual, I train with some of the guys he trains with and vice versa. So, it's just going to be a fun fight. I look forward to fighting him. He's not the longest guy I fought. I fought a guy with an 86-inch reach. So,
oh, wow.
I fought Tanya Dixon. He's like 86 or 84-inch reach, and he's 6'6".
Jesus.
So, so he's not even close to the longest guy I fought.
Okay. Well, he has fought 4 times inside of 2016. Do you think that sort of activity gives him any sort of advantage?
Nah, dude, I've been fighting for too long. It's a crock of shit. I never believed in that, and I think Conor McGregor said the same thing. You got to remember, if you think about it, he won his first fight by decision. The second fight, he lost. He got beat up pretty good, and then he got choked out. The third fight, he won by 14 seconds, which is absolutely no ring experience. And then the second fight, he looked like he was even losing the fight, but he caught the guy with that knee and won. So it's not like he's been in there battling seasoned veterans and he's seasoned. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And sometimes that could be a bad thing. Sometimes you can overwork. So I'm hungry. I'm ready to throw. You know what I mean? I haven't gotten to throw and hit somebody full power in a year. So I'm swinging for the fucking fences like I used to. I need a knockout. I want a knockout. I want to fight. I'm going to bring the fight to him. I'm not going to run like all the other guys he fought. I'm not backtracking no more. I'm going there to knock his fucking head off like he's going to try to knock mine off.
Okay. Now, he's a Renzo Gracie purple belt, and you are a Kurt Pellegrino brown belt.
Yeah, we're Marcelo. We're affiliated with Marcelo. Yeah, I was a 4.5-year 3-stripe purple belt with Kurt. I'm probably more than a brown belt in my opinion, but Kurt wants to keep me a brown belt. He can keep me a brown belt. That doesn't matter. He kept me a purple belt, a 4-stripe purple belt for 3 years just because I didn't submit anybody in a fight. He's like, if you don't submit nobody, I'm not going to give you your brown belt. But finally, last year, he gave me my brown belt.
Do you think he's going to be able to hang with you on the ground?
Listen, if he gets that choke, that's what he's good at. As far as strength, wrestling, and jiu-jitsu knowledge, he's nowhere near my level. There's no way. I have 12 years of grappling. So I got everything I need to do. I got submitted once when I gave a guy 20 pounds, which was Mark Stevens, who slammed me on my head and I got vertigo. And then I got submitted by Tim Means. So it's not like people are out grappling. Look what I did to Igor Aurelio, 4-time world champion.
Yeah.
That
was scary.
Igor has more jiu-jitsu experience than me and Randy combined. And I destroyed him on the ground. So I'm training with Dylan Dennis now, Conor McGregor's jiu-jitsu coach.
Yeah.
He's a part, he's been training with us on and off. So, there's tons of jiu-jitsu guys I'm rolling with that are just light years ahead of both of us. So I'm not worried about his jiu-jitsu. He's got a choke. That's all he's got to me.
Okay. Well, how do you see it playing out? What's George Sullivan's prediction?
Honestly, I see him attacking me. And I think once he gets hit by me, that darty, peppy striking isn't going to work. I'm back with Mickey Red, which is Arturo Gotti's old boxing coach and sparring partner. So we're just biting down and brawling again. I'm back to my grinding ways. There ain't no more trying to pitter-patter on the outside bullshit. You know, it's a lot of dirty boxing, a lot of striking, a lot of wrestling. I have Dan O'Cone, who's he got Coach of the Year 4 times before he retired. So I got NJIT guys coming, and then I have Rutgers guys. So, you know, I got a great team behind me.
Awesome. Well, what would you want next following Randy Brown?
I don't even care. I just want to fight him. You know what I'm really happy about? I lost my last fight. It sucked. I could have broke top 20, and I fucked up again. I got a winner. Randy's on a 2-fight winning streak. I'm not fighting a guy that just lost.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're evenly matched. I'm 3-2. He's 3-1. I got 1 knockout. He's got 1 knockout. You know, he got that 1 submission. Yeah, I look forward to fighting him. He's a good win. Even though I'm higher ranked than he is, he's a good win. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. I look forward to testing his chin. That's what I really do. No one's really hit him yet. You know, he got hit, but you know, he didn't get hit by no one like me. So I look forward to seeing how his chin holds up.
Very interesting. Now, you got any sponsors or people you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, NJ NutriShop will be affiliated. I'm opening up a kickboxing academy around March 1st in Toms River, New Jersey, and he'll be inside. So we're going to be a full kickboxing academy. It's going to be called SKA, Sullivan Kickboxing Academy, and NutriShop will be inside. I wanted to thank the Lift Gym, Matt Jennings and Kathy Jennings for the strength and conditioning, Evolution Martial Arts, Engineered MMA, the Everlast Lab in Hoboken, New Jersey. All my other sponsors that are on GeorgeSullivanMMA.com, and everybody knows who they are. And I got to thank who else do I got? Driven Gym for helping me in the past. The Martinez brothers, Fight Science, Travis, and the Ring of Cage 2 has also been a sponsor for me for years. They'll be doing my gym too for me. So
awesome.
That's about it.
Awesome. It definitely takes a village. It definitely takes a village.
Yeah, it does.
Now, how can people follow you on your journey? What are your social media outlets?
It's at @Sullivan_UFC for Twitter, George the Silencer Sullivan on Facebook. Same for Instagram. And you can check out GeorgeSullivanMMA.com. And then also, just keep an eye out. The website will be coming out. It's going to be called Sullivan Kickboxing Academy. Okay. So that will be my home base after that, because that's where I'll be retiring in a couple of years when I'm done fighting.
Okay.
So the gym will be open early 2017.
Well, real quick, Ronda Rousey or Amanda Nunes?
Oh, that's tough, man. Oh. You know what? I met Ronda. I'm going with Ronda. We met her in Brazil. She's awesome. My wife's a huge fan of hers. I think Ronda has something to prove. If she grabs her and sticks to her game plan and doesn't get sucked into the same thing she did with Holly Holmes, she will submit her. If she goes all apeshit crazy again, she's getting knocked out. That's my prediction. I think she's going to submit her.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. I dig it. I like, too many people have bailed on Ronda. I'm going Ronda Rousey. I've seen her lose 1 fight, and that is not enough for me to pick against her.
And she was stupid. She did, she got sucked into it. I've been there.
Yeah.
You have a whole game plan until you want to prove something, and then you fucking forget everything you worked on.
All right. Well, George Sullivan, thank you so much for taking out the time. I know you're a very busy man. You're headed to UFC 208 in Brooklyn, New York City, February 11th, taking on Randy Brown. Best of luck to you, sir.
Thanks. Take care, brother.
Yes, sir. You too.
All right, man.
So there you have it. George Sullivan headed to UFC 208 in Brooklyn, New York City, taking on Randy Brown in the welterweight division. Go check that out. In the meantime, you can read me on bloodyelbow.com. Follow me on Twitter at @EddieMercado. If you like this interview, you can subscribe in your upper right-hand corner. If you want other Bloody Elbow content, you can subscribe to their YouTube channel in the bottom right-hand corner. Now go be a good person.